Hey everyone, I'm Walter Bernasiak, and this is Top 5. Here we count down the best and worst performances of our most beloved actors. Today, we take a look at the worst of everyone's favorite blind lawyer. No, not that one. There we go. Ben Affleck. Last week we discussed his best, but now we get down to the worst. The thing is though, to be honest, Ben Affleck is actually pretty solid in most of his movies. Sometimes the movie is really bad, but even when he's not great, he's at least okay. There's nothing offensively bad. Some of this list may shock you, but I want you to remember, Ben Affleck is a really good actor who is just now hitting his prime. So now that his newest movie, The Accountant, hit theaters last weekend, let's count down the top 5 worst Ben Affleck performances. Let's leave these roles in the past. Number 5. Rafe McCauley in Pearl Harbor. This movie has gotten some flack to say the least, and while Ben is decent in a few scenes, the writing often betrays him when you look at the whole picture. Of course, based on the real-life bombings in 1941, Pearl Harbor uses the attacks as a backdrop for a love triangle between Lieutenant Evelyn Johnson and childhood best friends First Lieutenant Rafe McCauley and First Lieutenant Danny Walker. Rafe and Evelyn become an item before he volunteers to help the Allies overseas. While there, Rafe's plane goes down and he's pronounced dead. Together in mourning, Danny and Evelyn become close and eventually form a romantic relationship. Rafe is later found to be alive, and his return is met with confusion among his friends. There's not much time for Danny and Rafe to talk things out before Pearl Harbor is bombed and the resulting action by the US to formally get involved in World War II. First off, this movie is freaking long. And when you have a bad movie that is really long, it makes everything worse. Leave it to Michael Bay to turn one of the biggest tragedies in American history into a CW drama. That's basically the level of acting we get from everyone here too. There are a lot of good actors in this movie, but they're given crap to work with.
It's just letters. I mix them up sometimes, that's all. I just get them backwards sometimes.
The film's got a Titanic vibe to it. A big tragedy happens, but we're supposed to care more about 3 characters that all 3 actors struggle to make interesting or genuine. I can't blame this one all on Affleck, but there are a few scenes where he's the focus and it's difficult to sit through. There are worse performances, but besides the actual bombing sequence, Pearl Harbor is pretty useless. Number 4. A.J. Frost in Armageddon. Hey, it's Michael Bay again! Look, I know a lot of people love this movie. I get it, and Affleck once again isn't really all that bad here, but when you're trying to make animal crackers sexy, it probably isn't going to come off well. An asteroid the size of Texas is headed for Earth. NASA has one option to ensure the survival of the planet: drill into the center of the asteroid and plant a nuclear bomb. So they hire the world's most famous oil driller, Harry Stamper, to take care of the problem and save the world. Harry only agrees to the mission if he can bring his crew with him, including the young and confident AJ, who is, against his wishes, dating his daughter Grace. A lot of the writing here is once again to blame for Affleck's performance, but not as much as in Pearl Harbor. Affleck's usual charming and likable personality does not work very well in Armageddon.
I really don't think that the animal cracker qualifies as a cracker.
Why?
Well, because it's sweet, which to me suggests cookie, and, maybe putting cheese on something is sort of the defining characteristic of what makes a cracker a cracker.
There's way too much cheese and corn mixed in there to take anything seriously. Also, how many times is the name Harry said in this movie?
Harry! 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 Harry!
Ben even knew what they were making wasn't the best as they were filming it. In the DVD commentary for the movie, Ben says when he asked Michael Bay why NASA is training oil drillers to be astronauts instead of the other way around, Bay told him to shut the f*** up. That actually explains a lot. Number 3. Ned Allen in Shakespeare in Love. This movie won the Best Picture Oscar in 1999. It was up against Saving Private Ryan. Which is the more memorable movie? This fictional love story between William Shakespeare and Viola de Lesseps takes place in the 1590s and centers around the creation of Romeo and Juliet. As Shakespeare is under pressure to quickly write a new play, Viola disguises herself as a man so she may act on stage. Viola and Shakespeare fall in love, and this helps inspire the struggling playwright to develop one of his great works. Upon watching this, the movie is unremarkable. It's okay. I don't really understand why there's a big Oscar buzz around it. The time must have just been right for something like this to get a lot of attention. I don't think it holds up very well at all. Ben doesn't have a huge part in this, but come on. At this point in his career, something like this was a very strange choice. Can't argue with the results, I guess, though. It was very successful.
Huzzah! The enemy's men are returned to the house!
Are you going to do it like that?
What a weird casting decision. His pre-established personality clashes too much with how this character was supposed to be, and he just didn't do enough to change that perception at that point in his career. This was a misfire, but his top 2 performances are much worse than this. Number 2, Larry Gili in Gigli. This movie has a horrible reputation. I remember hearing awful things about it when it came out in 2003 and even a few years after. Is it as bad as people said it was? Not quite, but yeah, it's still really bad. Low-ranking mobster Larry Gili is ordered by his boss to kidnap the mentally challenged brother of a federal prosecutor. Due to his boss not trusting him, Gili is joined on the job by Ricky, a female gangster who goes by the beat of her own drum. When things start to get more dangerous, Gili and Ricky have to decide how to handle the situation as romantic feelings develop. The guy Affleck plays here, Giggly.
Pronounced Geely, it rhymes with really.
Right. He's a very offbeat character, and not in a good way. I don't really understand what's happening for most of this movie, and his random bizarreness doesn't help.
I am the rule of fucking cool. I'm the bull. You're the cow. All right? Bull. Cow.
That's the bull.
Is suckmydick.com.
It's not funny, so what purpose does all that stuff serve? His scenes with Jennifer Lopez are also very strange. There isn't much of a plot here, something about Baywatch and...
How are you today?
Christopher Walken?
Go down to Marie Callender's. Get me a big bowl. Pie, some ice cream on it. Good. Put some on your head. Your tongue would slap your brains out trying to get to it. Interested? Sure.
Baby bites his finger and he's like, shower right?
Oh, yeah, nice. That looks like a nutty turn. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Okay.
Go down to Marie Callender's. Get me a big bowl of pies. Put some ice cream on it. Good. Put some on your head. Your tongue would slap your brains out trying to get to it. Interested? Cha! That didn't work.
Hello.
What? What is this? What is Al Pacino doing in this movie? Why does he have a ponytail? What the f? And the number 1 worst Ben Affleck performance is Drew Latham in Surviving Christmas. It was really close between this and Gili for the top spot, but I think in Surviving Christmas, Affleck shares more of the blame than in the total strange failure that was Gili. Rich young executive Drew Latham has no close friends or family and finds himself alone close to Christmas. In a cathartic act, he visits his childhood home but finds a family living there who he offers to pay $250,000 to pretend to be his family for the holidays. They accept, and Drew gets on their nerves very quickly. Things get increasingly worse when the family's daughter, Alicia, arrives. This movie sucks.
Agreed.
Affleck is supposed to be obnoxious here, but it's too much and he never stops. There's like one scene when he's not trying to be annoying or nervous, and that scene's okay, but 99% of the movie is this.
Fiji. First class. The squeaky stare. There's ham!
There's ham?
There's ham!
There's ham!
Shut up!
Sorry. Kevin McAllister's mom also makes a return to Christmas movies here, because we all wanted to see this.
Dude.
It's your mom.
Oh my God. Hey, can you print that for me?
This kind of story has potential, and I'm sure it's been done better in another movie, but in this, it's wasted. The tone of the comedy is confusing, and it's one of Affleck's lowest rated films. I survived Surviving Christmas. And so did Ben. That may have been the lowest point in his career, but since then, the guy has built back up a pretty good career for himself. I'm looking forward to see where it goes from here. I want to hear what you guys think. What is your least favorite Ben Affleck movie and or performance? Who do you want me to cover next on the show? Leave a comment and let me know. If you haven't already, make sure to go back and check out my top 5 best Ben Affleck performances. Follow me on Twitter at @awesome_Walter and make sure to come back next week when we cruise into a brand new top 5.